What's going on, y'all? This is Chris with NoLimitSquad, your personal Isochain and fitness vlogging channel. Today, we are going to cover a topic I wanted to cover for months. How are my clients doing on the Isochain? Now, we have about 3 to 4 solid case studies. There's a couple more, but they just weren't too consistent between the COVID outbreak number 2 near the end of last year, and just a couple other things, lifey things, the holidays and everything. So some of these numbers are skewed, but I'm really excited to cover these numbers because you guys can see my numbers, and for someone that doesn't understand the Isochain, they can hop on this channel and be like, oh, well, he lifts. Well, of course his numbers are going up. It's not really the Isochain, it's just the gym. Okay, well now prove this. I have one Isochain-only client, so prove that. I have a new work client who is pretty much starting from scratch, just finished her 3rd week, and for her 3 weeks is all we need. On top of 2 clients that have made exemplary results, one who just hit a fantastic PR in the weight room, and we both know it's because of the Isochain, so I can't wait to feature that. Enough of the anticipation, let's go over my clients, my awesome clients, who have agreed they're cool with being on YouTube, and their numbers. All right, let's go into this. All right, guys, so this is going to be an interesting case study. Now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 case studies. Now, the client that you guys are seeing right now, he's a bit of a special case. I want you guys to see him in the next video. So he's going to be more of a placeholder for a video right now. I can't wait to go over his results that you see right now in the video in the next client results video. That should be, I'm sorry guys, probably about a month from now. I'm sorry. But I promise you it'll be worth it when you see his results and a couple of other clients as well. Trust me, it's a reason why I'm moving him to the next video. Now, something that's very interesting, save for one client, everyone has gone up at least 20% in absolute strength. That is incredible. That is absolutely insane. So that means that from the start to the finish, well, we're not done, you know, just from the start to where we are right now for our clients, they have gotten 20% stronger. They are a fifth of the way to doubling their strength, which if you guys remember, right, in the Isometric manual by Paul Coach Wade, 5 months of Isochain training and you will double your strength. It's so crazy. Everything they have said in that Ultimate Isometrics manual book has been true. All of it. They have not lied. It is all backed by facts. All their facts, all their research that's been developed into that 400-page manual is holding true, which is awesome. I can't begin to tell you guys, I've said this in other videos, how many of these stupid fitness products like over-promise and under-deliver, and this one is just hitting the mark every single time. It is insane. Alright guys, so here what I'm doing with my client here is we're just going over a pretty basic protocol. We're going over bicep curl here with the deadlift. Now this is one of his first times that he was trying it. So it wasn't his very first time. It was one of his first couple times on the machine. So it was a lot of load mode and double progression, which it was cool because he was starting to understand the terminology. So after his first set, he'd be like, double progression. I was like, double progression, baby, let's do it. So it was really cool. We really had a good time. He loved when he saw his numbers. A lot of my clients now are really starting to train to hear the beep. They want to hear that beep. They get pissed off when they don't hear the beep, which is fantastic. So it's really starting to stick in their mind. They're starting to see the value. They're starting to feel the results in the weight room. They see the value. They see the results. Some of them don't know their numbers yet. So as of this recording, there are going to be some clients that don't even know their numbers. So that's going to be pretty exciting for them to check it out here. I mean, this is just truly amazing stuff. Now, like I said, the Isochain really shines when combined with a weightlifting routine. Now you can do the iso chain by itself and still get fantastic results, don't get me wrong, and we have a whole channel on that on how to do that, so with more videos coming out every week. Okay, so that's enough with my awesome client number 1. We're gonna go to awesome client number 2. Now here we have his numbers. Now we're gonna go over his numbers in a Google Sheet because I have a screen recording of his Google Sheet numbers. So these are just his lifts on the iso chain. Now you see he is putting everything he has into it. So at first, what was really cool about my client here is you can tell, you can't tell, the first couple of lifts he was really hesitant on being vocal. So he found out himself, I didn't tell him this, he found out himself that being vocal on these lifts has attributed to more numbers. That's very interesting, and it's one of the 3 tips I made, and I said in a really early video, 3 tips on the iso chain to get better numbers. One of them was be vocal, and it does help. It's just like the ki in martial arts. You have a lot more power behind the strike because you're exhaling. You're not just keeping it in. You're not just holding your breath. So yeah, we've gotten a couple looks. We've got some clients like at the water fountain behind us here, kind of just take a look to the left, like, yo, what's going on with the grunting over in the hallway over there? But it doesn't matter. We're over here setting records. We're over here breaking limits. All right. So he's done, my client here has been on the iso chain the longest, and I believe that he has the most interesting results out of everyone. Now with him, he has increased, he has been on here for 12 weeks total, so a total of 3 months. He has increased 11.6% in 3 months. Now you might say, well, hold on, now he's a special case. Because remember, everyone has gone up on the iso chain at least 20% except him. So he's a special case. And he's putting everything he has into his lifts. And he has made fantastic progress. His dynamic lifts have increased exponentially. So why only 11.6%? Now, here's what I'm gonna say. He and I train 5 times a week, and I have another trainer that works with No Limit Fitness, and my client here trains with him 2 to 3 times a week in the evening. So he's getting a lot of training. As a result, he's suffering from a little bit of overtraining / CNS fatigue. The CNS fatigue started to kick in around the 3rd week, and it's just been a battle ever since. Now, the good thing about that is, even though he's been suffering from the CNS fatigue, his connective tissues have strengthened. His dynamic lifts have increased amazingly. At first, it was just like my lifts in the beginning, where it was like he pulled that 666. We were like, what the hell? But his bench was like, it was all right. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible for sure. But then it was just like it just started going up, and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? He doesn't know. It's just whatever for him. Okay, so this is his program number 1 number, so you can see as we're starting to go over this stuff. And over time, it's just like, what the hell is going on? The bench was the first thing that I started to notice, and then the deadlift was second. So in his first program, his shoulder press actually took a little bit of a dip because of the overtraining, started to mess with him a little bit. But the Zercher squat increased from an average of 364 pounds of force to 431 for a total of 18% on his squat. His front raise increased only 0.6%. It went from 45 to 48 pounds of force. His Bulgarian split squat left leg went up 10%. His right leg went up 21%. So there's a lot of unilateral increases going on here, which I thought was interesting. His row took a little bit of a dip. That is partly the CNS, partly because of his program at the time. So I adjusted his dynamic program after this one. So for his first program here, he increased 7.3%. If we're just talking about this one. On his next one, he increased 4.3%. So we're going to go over that now. That's the one that you guys see on the screen right now. Okay, so this one has a couple different exercises in here. So it's the RDL, it's still the squat, it's the calf raise, the bicep curl now, the front raise, and the shoulder press from mid position. The first time he did shoulder press on the first program was high position. So his RDL took a massive dip. And what's interesting is while his RDL took a dip, his deadlift and his regular deadlift dynamically and his RDL dynamically skyrocketed. I mean, the dude just hit as of this recording earlier today, he hit 450 for 10 on his dynamic deadlift. He's never done that before. So 450 on deadlift. His squat went up 23%, going from 409 on the iso chain to 504 pounds of force. Calf raise went from 393 to 444 pounds of force, an increase of 13%. His bicep curl went from 109 to 117, an increase of 7%. His front raise went from 49 to 67 pounds of force, an increase of 36%. And his shoulder press from mid position went from 176 to 176 to 206 for a total of 17% increase on that. Because the RDL went down so much, it took a lot off, but still a 4.3% increase for a total of 11.6. If we didn't talk about that, he'd be up a lot more. He is doing great. Now, we're on to our next client here. Now, he is in his early 50s. He only has a protocol of 3 exercises: tricep, shoulder, and bicep. Okay. A total of 44% increase on tricep, 41% increase on shoulders, and 21% increase on the bicep curl for a total of 35% in a month. 35% increase in a month on those lifts. Those 3 core lifts, because they supplemented what his workout was in the gym. Next client. Here's the next client. Now we're scrolling up here. A client in her early 50s. The protocol is the mini Promethean. So it's 2 exercises. It's the shoulder press, bicep curl, and the deadlift. Okay, so the shoulder press, bicep curl, deadlift. The shoulder press increased from 16%, bicep curl increased 30%, and a deadlift increased 32% for a total of 26% increase in 1 month. In 1 month. It is awesome. You can tell the difference dynamically when we're out in the weight room weightlifting. She is doing fantastic. I don't even think she realizes. Next client. Same protocol as the previous. Shoulder press up 33%. Bicep curl up 39%. Deadlift up 39%. She is up a total of 37%. This is a client in her early 30s. Female client. Doing fantastic. Again, another case of I don't think they understand how well they're doing. And it's interesting because this is all they have to go off of. They've never done anything else before. Now, client in her early 40s, fantastic client. She's been following my channel, her and her husband, for a while. So they actually purchased the Isochain on their own. So these are their numbers from when they work out at home. This is just hers though, not his. Okay, so she is increased. I have her doing the deadlift, the row, the Zercher squat, the Bulgarian split squat, left leg, right leg, the bicep curl, and shoulder press. Her deadlift is taking a dip because she suffers from back issues. That's okay. Her row's gone up 18%, squats gone up 11%, left and right leg 12% left leg, 27% right leg for the split squat. 82% for the bicep curl and 8% for the shoulder press for a total of 26%. I can definitely tell in that 82% bicep curl because when we do dynamic lifts with the bicep curl, she used to struggle at 4 reps. Now 8 is the new norm. It's crazy. Next client, okay? Mid-30s female client. Shoulder press, squat, and RDL. Shoulder press up 55%. Squat up 34%. RDL up 35%. So Romanian deadlift, because of a unique situation that we have, not going to get into too much detail, but in a month, 41% increase. Yo, that is wild. 41%. She's almost increased her absolute strength by 50%. Now, here's something interesting. All right, now my next client, he is super cool. One of the coolest guys in that gym. He works out 6 to 7 days a week. He is retired in his early 60s. He is freaking awesome. I have him doing a 3x6, 10 exercises. He meets with me once a week, every Friday, and Near the end of this program, he had a little bit of a setback with the injury, but that's okay. He came right back. That was something that he did in the weight room. It wasn't Isochain related, and it's okay. Check this out, guys. So the first week that we worked out, you see that total number, that 4768? Those are the totals of all his lifts. What I did was each one, I added all the numbers and then just divided, and that's what we got. So 4768, I'm sorry, we didn't divide. 4768 for the first week, 5754 for the second. He went up 20% from week 1 to week 2. Week 3 went from 5754 to 5903, another increase of 3%. And then the final week went up to 6137, a total of 4% for a total of 27%. His absolute strength increased 27% in 1 month. So in 1 month, he got a quarter stronger than what he was. You can tell the dude is lifting weight. Yo, the dude is great. He looks fantastic. You guys are about to see him in a couple minutes, a couple seconds. Like, he looks great. He is doing fantastic. He is my only Isochain-only client. I do not work with him with the dynamic lifts. That is all him. So here, take a look at what he's doing. This was his last day on week 4 here, doing the deadlifts here. So he did fantastic. I am so proud of him. I am so proud of him. He just knocked it out the park. Every week consistent. I mean, his numbers just increased every single time. And when he missed, dude, he was pissed. I know he's on it. I know he loves the Isochain. I know he can feel the difference. All right, guys, that was pretty interesting, right? Yeah, it's cool to see a lot of other people out here using the Isochain, and that's why I really like when I ask you guys, you know, what are your numbers? I'm not just saying it to then ignore your, like, I want to know what you're doing. I like to get different case studies. It actually helps me because when we start to see patterns with different people from different walks of life, we start to know what to expect. Just like when I start somebody in the gym for personal training, it's like I know there are 2 problem exercises that usually trip people up. I have them do 10 exercises dynamically. The 2 that usually trip people up are the shoulder press, the overhead shoulder press, and the lie down leg curl machine. Those are the ones where the numbers are usually low. So, and I've known that from doing that for years. Every body is different, but it's just good to get an idea of patterns, okay? Patterns is how these case studies that are in the isometric manual, that's how they get this, patterns. What are most people experiencing? If most people are experiencing similar results, this is what happens as a result of using X. Y'all feel me? All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to drop a like, go ahead and comment. And if you're not yet part of NoLimitSquad, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Come join the squad with us. There will be more of these types of videos with the clients, by the way, as long as they're comfortable, of course. And we will see you in the next video. Peace.